In today's video, I'm going to show you how to couple a SD card shield to Arduino Uno, and we're going to, for this project, measure temperature and lock those values on the SD card. Now this is especially useful in aqua or hydroponics, where you need to know the water temperature, and anybody who've ever struggled with root rot will know how important water temperature is, especially in hydroponic systems. So let me show you the different components and how to do this very simple project. So here you can see all the components that we're going to work with. First is the Arduino board itself. Then there's a little shield that you're going to fit your SD card in. And then we've got our temperature sensor. This is a 10K thermistor, very easy to use. And then you've got a 10K resistor as well. That's all the components that you'll need in order to do this little project. So the first thing is to fit the SD card shield on the Arduino, and you will see it just presses in like this. So you'll just align it and you'll press it in, and there's our first part done. The next thing is your SD card. You can use a small SD card, 8 gig will be fine. You just put it in here and you slot it into your SD card holder there. Alright. The next thing is then your temperature sensor. Now the temperature sensor got 2 wires, but it doesn't matter which wire is on which side. It's just a resistive component. So what I do is the one of the wires I just wind around the resistor's leg here. Now remember, we're trying to do this as simple as possible so that everybody can fall in with this project. So now the other leg of the resistor, the one that we didn't put the thermistor leg on, we put that to ground, and you'll see it's neatly marked here. I'll show you. You put it into ground there, the resistor, and then the other leg of the resistor goes to A1. We're going to specify that in our program, and then we've got one leg of the thermistor left, and we put that to positive 5 volts. So you just check for positive 5 volt and you put it in there. So there, our complete build is finished. This is all the hardware that you need. So just to make sure you've got your connections right, this is the pin from the thermistor on the 5 volt. Then we've got the one leg of the 10K resistor on ground. And lastly, we've got the combined leg of the resistor and the thermistor on A1. Please remember that you're going to reuse your Arduino and your shield for every project that we do from now on. So this is the basic, the start with one temperature sensor to lock your temperature, but later on we're going to add a lot to this. We can add relays to switch pumps. We can add all kinds of stuff. So here's our cable. You can see it's a normal printer type of cable, and on the other side you've got a USB port that goes into your computer. So this part will just plug into your Arduino, and you'll always use the same cable to do your programming. So the next thing that you do is you're going to just download the software that you need. You only need to download it once, and it's also absolutely free. So you search for Arduino IDE, Integrated Development Environment, and you'll find this, and then you can directly go to that software. You can then download the newest IDE for Arduino. You can choose your operating system, Windows or Mac, whatever you're using there. You can just install the correct one there. I've already installed mine. It's a quick installation. So after you've installed your IDE, your Arduino IDE, it will look like this. And the next thing that you do is you just copy the code that I'm going to give you in the first comment below the video. You then select what's in your sketch at the moment, and you can just delete that, and then you paste that software that I've already written for you in there. And we're not going to detail today. Remember, the aim of this whole project is just to get you started. So you take it exactly as it is here. I've already written the code for you, and now we're going to program it. The next thing that you will do is to compile your Arduino sketch, but there's two things that's important. Remember, we've now already plugged in our Arduino after we've built it, the hardware, and now we want to make sure that at tools that the correct board is selected. It must be the Arduino Uno. And then the second thing that you check there is that the correct port is selected. And here you can see the Arduino Uno is on that port. Sometimes there will be more ports here, but you just select the Arduino port there. So those are the two important things. Then you can compile your sketch, and it will ask you to save it under, you can give it your own name there, and it will save it, and then it will start compiling the sketch, and this will only take a few seconds. When it's done compiling, you can, and there's no errors, then you can upload it with this little arrow here. You can upload it to the Arduino board, so it will be uploaded. Remember, you do this only once. Once the program is on the Arduino, it will always stay there until you put another program on it. So it's uploading at the moment, and it's done uploading. So now the program is running on the board. Now just to test it, you can open under Tools your serial monitor, and in the code I've written it so that it displays your degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit here. So here you can see we're at 18.2 degrees Celsius at the moment. And now if I take the sensor and I touch it, it should rise. And you can see it's rising there at the moment. At this stage, we're reading the sensor every 1 second. And this is something that you can change in your program. Obviously, you will not use it in 1 second intervals. You will use it in maybe every 30 minutes or 10 minutes. It doesn't matter what you decide. So we can change this. Let's change this to 3 seconds for the demonstration, and we upload it again. So it will first compile and then upload. So it's done uploading, so we can open our serial monitor again, and we will now see that it will do the reading every 3 seconds like we've set there. Now, so every 3 seconds it will write those values, the temperature in degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit, to the file that's on the SD card. And then later on we can take that SD card and we can then retrieve the file and use it to see what our temperatures were in our system. So I'm in Google Sheets at the moment. You can also use Excel for this. But the next thing is you will take your SD card from your logger and you will put it into your computer in a slot. If it doesn't have a slot, you get a cheap USB converter for the SD card. So we will just then say File, Import. You will upload file and you select from your device. I will then just choose the folder and you'll find the file there and you can open it. It will upload it and it will then just ask you if it's delimited. It's comma delimited, but it will detect it automatic as well. And you can just say import data. So once your data is inside your sheet, you can just select. In this case, this is in degrees Celsius and this column is in Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to select the Fahrenheit column here. Then you can plot it. I just want to select all the data points, and this was for a 124-hour cycle in a system. So now you can just say insert and a chart. It will then give you the log for the data that you've selected, and you can just set your range so that it's better. And let's make the minimum 50 here. And here you can see this was the temperature log for 1 day. So it ranged from almost 60 degrees to well above 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I really hope you enjoyed this very simple project. On the screen right now you may see some other videos that may be of interest of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.